The WBC president has had an interview with Sky Sports, and Amir Khan is injured. Now, I've been hearing little bits of information, not quite sure, but Amir Khan was trying to stop the Andre Berto fight. It was heavily rumored that Danny Garcia would defend his title against Andre Berto on September the 24th or something like that. And we haven't heard anything about it since. So, when it comes to the WBC rankings, Amir Khan is number one, the mandatory. His last fight was against Canelo Alvarez, where he fought at Canelo weight, 155 pounds, but basically, technically, he fought at 160 pounds, 2 divisions above, the 147-pound limit in which, he fights at. He said after he lost to Canelo, he was going to go back down to 147 pounds. He's been still the WBC mandatory. Danny Garcia beat Robert Guerrero in January for that vacant WBC title, Floyd Mayweather's WBC title. And now we're going on a year. We're in September. So, he's got to have a fight, to defend his title sometime soon. And then a mandatory. But since January was when he won the title, the WBC was getting very close to ordering Danny Garcia to fight Amir Khan. But since they had the same advisor and manager, thank you, Al Heyman, you could tell something was going on behind the scenes. So now that Amir Khan is injured, number 2 by the WBC is Andre Berto. Number 3 is Lamont Peterson. So it looks like that Andre Berto fight may be back into effect for, WBC president said that Danny Garcia is likely going to return in October, so he knows something. Do you really want to see Berto versus Danny Garcia? Put it this way, I do, because right now Berto is, I don't want to say the end of his career. He's not at the end of his career, but he's getting there. I say he's got about 40% left of his career. He's over that, over that hump. And at this point in time, there shouldn't be nothing but big fights for him. For example, him fighting Floyd Mayweather, him getting his win back over Victor Ortiz. I believe that maybe if it wasn't Danny Garcia, it would have been Robert Guerrero, because that's still technically, even though Robert Guerrero lost to David Peralta and just fucked all the plans up, I kind of still want to see Guerrero versus Berto too. I kind of still want to see it too. And Jesus Soto Carras has retired, so and plus he's a Golden Boy fighter, so Andre Berto couldn't get that fight back. So with Danny Garcia, see, Andre Berto can box, but he also can hang on the inside. Now, Andre Berto has been down in his career, and he's been beat up in his career. Danny Garcia is undefeated. And every time people say Danny Garcia is going to lose to somebody, he always finds a way to win. Whether it's what happened in Puerto Rico with Mauricio Herrera, whether he had some extra help, or, when people said he wasn't going to beat Lucas Matisse. They said Lucas Matisse was going to decapitate him. He outboxed Lucas Matisse. Matisse. So it all depends on how you look at it. I feel like this. Danny Garcia, and it's not just because I'm from Philly, he is, if you look at the top 147 pounders, and if you look at what happened when Keith Thurman versus Sean Porter, I would have said that Keith Thurman could beat Danny Garcia. But now I'm not so sure. Danny's got some real power, and he just keeps coming. I believe he beat Lamont Peterson. And I'm not the only one. That Lamont Peterson fight is not a fight where it's like a whole bunch of people. I'm talking about like the majority of people saying that Lamont Peterson won. That's like a 50-50 fight. You got one side saying, Danny won because Lamont Peterson was doing all this moving around and not punching enough, and Danny Garcia, was more active and aggressor, and aggressive. And then you got the other people, that say, Lamont Peterson won, because he was outboxing Danny Garcia. So, it is what it is. And then there's that infamous post-fight scene where, it was somewhere along the lines with Danny, people picked up on Danny saying that, yeah, I lost, I know I lost, or something like that. Then, I interviewed Angel Garcia. Angel Garcia that says that Lamont Peterson, they seen him back there like drinking all this what did he say, like energy drinks and shit, and just all amped up, and he said they had, quote unquote, he had that shit up in him. That shit up in him. But he just you can't really count that. So right now Danny Garcia is in a very, like, put it this way, there's no more small time fights for these guys anymore. Danny Garcia is all big fights now. We heard about what happened with the Pacquiao situation. They say they was offered something and they came back with a counter offer. Then Bob Arum says they didn't offer them nothing. But I don't see Danny Garcia and Angel Garcia lying about that. I just don't see it. Especially with all the shit they talk. They're not gonna just make that shit up. So there was some type of talks going on. But have I covered what I wanted to cover in this video? I think I did. So, go check out the WBC rankings, of course, and you'll be able to see who's next in line for all these fighters, not just the 147-pound division, but all of the divisions. Now, Amir Khan is said to be out for the rest of the year. He did say, however, he wanted to fight in January, May, and in like September or something like that, or December. I forgot what he said. So, he plans on being very active. And remember, he can't go back to fighting bullshit fights anymore. Truth be told, if I'm him, I would try to come back and get Lamont Peterson. Because that's a fight that can sell. He can say, I want to clearly beat this guy because that's an L on my record. Even though he juiced, I still want to, fight him to get, to get that win back. That's a good fight for him. 147. And I'm sure the WBC will probably work with him, and make him #1 contender again, for Danny Garcia. Who knows? I mean, he can get Keith Thurman, but the thing is, that shit. See, the thing is, Amir Khan is good, man. In the fights that he's lost, he was winning. Or when it came to the Canelo, in my opinion, he was winning. But that chin, you can say, well, Amir Khan gonna outbox him, but you have to worry about what happens when the other fighter touches that chin, man. He be going down. And then the thing is, Amir Khan just don't get knocked out. He get knocked the fuck out. His eyes be open, just looking all up at the rafters for Sting. he just looking all up at it. Sometimes he just be sleep, like the Breeze press conference when he just sleep. That shit, and it's poor old Pop, poor Shah Khan. Having to see that shit, man. On T Street Controversy, this is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Go to my Instagram at T Street Controversy. Go to my Facebook at T Street Controversy. And go to my Twitter at T Street Controversy. Please subscribe.